I think we're live now. Alright. Hello everyone, welcome to another Lazy Constantine stream. Today's stream is gonna be short and sweet. We're just gonna react directly to the Zenless Zone Zero version 3.1 special program. That's it. I've been playing Zenless Zone Zero off stream for a while now, trying to catch up, and so far, I've actually been enjoying my experience with the game, despite the kind of like rough first impression. So today, we are going to be watching the program and see what kind of stuff they have in store for the upcoming like 3.1 update, which is supposed to be the second anniversary of the game, I believe. And here we already got the CEO as the announcer. So that's kind of something already. I'm wondering if he shows up because it's like a anniversary thing. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from the update, or nor can I comment a lot, especially on like some of the game feature, because I'm still pretty early in the story part, so I haven't really delved into too much into like the game content, especially like the end games, like the Shiyu defense, and I think like Hollow Zero, I believe I've done it. Basically, like I haven't touched the end game at all, and I've only touched like probably like half of the game features. Like there's a lot of stuff that I have yet to experience, so I'm not gonna comment too much. We're just mostly gonna see where things are going with the collab, honestly. Jieshu. Let's increase the playback speed a bit. Oh shit! I don't think the audio is in the thing. Let me change this real quick. Okay.
将如何展开，一起来看。
All right.
Today's success, first step toward taking back the world.
Is still the beginning of a miracle.
They are the ones who once again defeated the enemy and brought new hope to Eridu.
Back then, we thought taking back the world was only a matter of time. In the end, none of us reached the promised destination.
A dangerous presence. I can sense it. It is an honor to stand and fight beside you. I'll support you however I can. Submit to judgment. I grant you eternal rest.
So this is where the Rosetta Data was born.
I'm Truvia from High Ambitions Corp. I'm here for our appointment.
Does everyone in that covenant of yours have this nasty habit of haunting people like restless ghosts?
S-rank wanted criminal Remy L. Dan. You would do well not to resist in vain.
Are you sure? Do you really want to see the rest of Roshi buried alongside your classmate?
I see them like swapping perspectives, so I'm assuming they're kind of doing more. They're doing closer to like what Wuthering Wave does, in which they kind of like showcase the both main characters, interchangeably, to kind of show that both of them are kind of involved in the story instead of just being one of them being like the quote unquote canon.
I hope you enjoy this dance of death.
Okay.
This light is for you. More flair. Are you ready to follow my steps?
That's a lot of physics. I'm not gonna lie.
Let's make a scene, my accomplices. And that's checkmate, monster. As this dance draws to a close, it's time for us to say goodbye. You still have somewhere to return to,
But I do not. I killed her with my own hands. The era I knew, the people I loved, those memories, they're all long gone.
Oh, that facial expression is actually really good. Like the quiver on her face here,
Memories, they're
like
all
this
long.
this part when like she like her eyes kind of like quiver for a bit. That man, that's like subtle, but like it really kind of brings the emotion out. Honestly, I'm really glad that like oh shit.
My ding ding dong.
Oh my god. Whose raid is this? Oh, hi Peachy. Hello. Welcome readers. Oh my god. Let me see if I still remember how to do this. Oh,
Baby.
thank you so much for the follow, Von Allen. Hi Peachy. How was your stream? What were you playing? Let's see. Fortnite. Oh, you're damn. The multiplayer gamer. How was Fortnite? I hope for the grind in Fortnite went well. I'm not sure if you're doing rank or if you're doing battle pass, but you know, either way, I hope you got some victory royale. Let's see, MPG. There we go.
Okay, bro.
Oh, I can't believe this actually works. The clip showcase. Hi, long time no see. Indeed, it's been very long. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you all. My name is Lazy Constantine, and I mainly play Gacha games. On stream at least. And today we're kind of like watching and reacting to like the ZZZ live stream. Like I actually don't play the game as like that far yet, but I kind of want to see what is coming on the new update, honestly. So that's why we're doing this right now. I've been good. How have you been? I've been good. Working hard, you know, work hard, play hard. Spend a lot of my time working these days. I only play on my day offs, like strictly speaking. But for the most part, I've been at work a lot. That's basically legitimate. Like that's literally my life. Like I probably spend more time at work than I do at home. Like other than my day off. But yeah, otherwise I've been doing good. Thank you so much, Peachy, for the raids. I know it's kind of late, and if you're tired, and so is the raiders, and if you guys are tired, feel free to take a break. You know, get some drink, get some food, or maybe get some rest. Appreciate you all for joining the raid, but for those who stick around, if you guys play gacha games, or if you haven't or if you haven't played any gacha games and you want to try something out, I think I can recommend ZZZ at this point. Not gonna lie. It's nice seeing you again. Hey, it's nice seeing you too. I hope you have a good evening. I'm not sure what your plan is tonight, but I hope you have a good rest of your night. But yeah, yeah. These days, I think on stream, I mostly play gacha games. I think, cause I think that's like the one of the games that I can play without worry, I guess. I guess that's the best way to like describe it. Like I play a lot of games more than just like gacha games, like off stream, but like on stream I mainly only play games that are like kind of like quote unquote online and like less in investment required, I guess. That way I can still interact with people who are chatting and stuff like that. But yeah. But we should probably continue because this video is a whole hour.
Perhaps that's what the Sunbringers truly are.
She said Sunbringers. I thought Sunbringer. I didn't play the game that far, but I thought Sunbringer is supposed to be a title for a person. Why did she said Sunbringers? Is it like, does that mean like it's a team?
Okay. I promise. I won't look.
The long goodbye. Oh man. If we go by that time, like again, I'm not even close to like catching up to this story because like I'm still like season 1, I believe. And since this is like the game's like second anniversary, this is version 3.1, so I'm like really far story wise. But judging by like what they showcase in the trailer so far and the title of the trailer itself, we're in for some rough stuff. We're in for some like rough traumatic stuff, I think, at least for her character story.
Finally decided to show up, did
Oh shit, we got swimsuit already.
you?
That's quite a turn. They don't even like let it pause for a bit. They just went like, yeah, we're gonna go from trauma to fucking beach episode.
大家好，我是
Okay, that's a bit weird. I like the song that they're playing in the background right now. Like,
林家鹏。
if you guys listening to like the piano play, it's kind of like a quote unquote sad piano play, right? Like it's kind of like a pensive, I want to say. But they do it. They do it after they showcase the bikinis. Why? I know this is like a weird thing to like kind of like comment or like complain about. Like I don't think I meant to like complain or anything like that, but like especially since like again like I don't have much experience in the game yet, but it's definitely really weird that they're playing like a sad like piano play while showcasing like bikinis skin.
是编剧小 Q。从刚刚的版本 PV 来看啊，我们这版本的剧情信息量可真的是不小。我也迫不及待想跟大家先聊一聊。
那我们直接开始吧。
首先，在3.0版本的故事告一段落之后，罗斯凯利法又迎来了全新的变数，来自于新爱丽都的协作者们也将在最近陆续登岛。
哦，这莫非就是之前艾尔达所提到的扩大与新爱丽都的
I
协
have
作的后续吗？
absolutely no idea who these people are, but she's hot. Also, hi Ghosty, welcome.
是的，像市政、Tops、HIA、Hand。
Tops, HIA, hand. Okay, so is Roscaliver? Is Roscaliver like a new district? Or like a new city? Or like, is it like... man, I'm missing so much pieces of the puzzle because I haven't gotten this far to this in the story.
新爱丽都的各个势力都派了一批代表来到罗斯凯利法进行交流与合作。And 新爱丽都的各个
cities and administration, that means it's a different city. If city administration send their representative, that means it's a different
势
city
力
then.
都派了一批代表来到罗斯凯利法进行交流与合作。而这当中呢，有一位代表尤其值得我们的关注，他就是高智集团掌门人莫塞因特的千金特里维亚。
特里维亚这个名字似曾相识。
体验过3.0版本主线故事的神将们。
Okay, just a side comment on the MC. This guy is really good at talking.
相信不会对这个名字感到陌生。
I think what his name like is like Peng. Earlier, I think he seems like he seems really comfortable in front of like the camera. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is just comments over like he's like probably like one of the better MC like real life MC. Honestly, like he seems to be someone like you can kind of see like he's like really expressive when he's telling, and like he has these like hand gestures, and like he doesn't stammer, and like he might be reading things right now, but like if he does, he's doing it naturally.
主角法厄同一样，都曾
Because I can really like compared to the guy like next to him, like no offense to him, but like I can definitely tell when he's trying to glance on like the kind of like the text.
是卡洛斯阿尔纳的学生，也曾是哲和灵最好的朋友。然而，在过去的某次实验当中，主角体内的力量意外失控，最终。
Oh, interesting. So they used to work in the Helios Academy. Because like that's how far I got. I got to like the whole like Outer Ring main story quest. So that's basically like it's basically when they introduced the academy, like some of the backstory of the main character.
中导致特里维亚的搭档塞尔皮科在事故当中殒命，这成为了法厄同长久以来不愿面对的伤痛。而特里维亚也在这之后不久就与我们分道扬镳了。
原来如此，那这回我们是在罗斯卡利法与最熟悉的陌生人重逢了。
是的。 再与曾经的挚友3个人之间又会发生怎样的故事？这部分就留待各位神将在主线故事当中慢慢探索了。与此同时呢，外测局也为各位到访的
Nice.
客
They're
人们
not
准
spoiling
备
a
了一
lot,
场简单
which is
但不失
great
礼数
because
的接
because
风
I
考
really hope I really hope I can eventually catch up to it. But man, it's gonna be really rough. Like I've been trying to spend my day off trying to catch up to the story, but like considering that like how I don't really I don't really want to rush into it. I kind of want to pace myself and like also do some of the side quests in the side too. It's been making it like really slow in terms of progress because like I've only gotten to like we're about to enter chapter 5 right now, and I think like part of the reason it actually like it wasn't actually going as I predicted is because like so they give us this kind of like logbook that we can kind of check our story progression in like the whole like it's kind of like a gallery that you can check like, oh, how far you've gotten into the story and how much do you have left, right? So in that book they don't really show like they only show the main quest. They don't really tell you that like there's also like special episodes and stuff like that is happening in the middle of it. So like at first I was expecting myself to be done with like season 1 this season like this week technically. But because like there's a couple of like special episodes and like kind of like you basically the main quest got sidetracked a couple times like while I was doing it, like it ended up being longer than I expected, not gonna lie. Especially because I was really trying to like properly pace myself. I was trying to like figure out the proper pacing according to the update instead of like just going straight to the main story, because I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna miss out on a lot of the side storytelling, like the world building, and also the fact that like some of the features are logged into the side quests. So I definitely have to do that too. I have to like kind of like mix and match, like not just blaze through the main story. And I feel like that's like been hampering my progress a lot. And like I was really hoping I would be able to do it before the like at least like reach like Roscaliver before the end of the patch or like 3.0. But honestly, like considering that we only have a week left and I only have 2 days off like next week to like do it, I mean rough. Unless I play every night, like maybe I should just stop streaming and then just play the story every night, like one chapter every night. Because like I think one chapter is like, let's see, one chapter is like 3 to 4 hours, I believe. But then I still like at least like the chapters that I played so far have been like anywhere from like 3 to 5 hours ish, or 3 to 4 and then plus like 4 hours and a bit. But I also don't know like if there's any like special episodes and like stuff like that in the middle, which would extend the gameplay way longer. So yeah, hopefully I can catch up to the story. Maybe like with the amount of progress I make, I think before the end, before 3.1 at least, I can probably catch up with the story. Not gonna lie, but we'll have to see. I don't want to promise myself anything. I don't want to like put too high of an expectations, because I do really want to enjoy the story properly and kind of digest the stuff that I've like seen and learned and view. But yeah, back to the video.
说空训局的那位晚舟大人也会一同出席哦。
这个看起来天真活泼的少女，就是第3位晚舟吗？
没错，林德维恩晚舟，她是空域。
And like one more thing to comment, based on my experience playing Zenless Zone Zero so far, this game probably has the best variety of NPCs in like the gacha in like most of the gacha games that I played so far. Like in terms of looks and everything, I thought like Wuthering Wave NPC was good, and like on some level, I think basically Wuthering Wave's NPCs have these like peak designs, especially on the important ones, obviously. But I think Zenless Zone Zero's NPCs are consistently more appealing overall. I think there's like a lot more variety, and I always like comment about how like, oh, like, you know, you could like, even though like the NPC uses the same hairstyle, for example, they could have mixed and matched the hair color, or they could have like mix and matched the color of the outfits too, and stuff like that. And like I believe they actually do this in this game, because like I almost never seen NPCs with the same appearances within like the same area. Like obviously they get recycled, and eventually you get like, if the previous NPC goes away, eventually another NPC is gonna come in that looks the same and like sounds the same and stuff like that. But the fact that like you can barely find any NPC with like the same design, like within like nearby to each other, I think it's like a really good kind of like help. Like it really helps with the immersion, which I guess in a way it's easier to do when you don't have an open world game to kind of design through, right? Because like the reason they can do it better is because like a lot of the NPC walk out of the map and kind of despawns, and then they kind of spawn in new ones. But I think like the random kind of like, I don't know if it's random per se. Maybe it's like maybe they hand design each one of them. But like if it is random, like randomly generated, I think they're doing a really good job because it definitely feels more diverse. Like watching like the different NPCs, like different appearances, as you like walk through like the at least like throughout the areas that have unlocked so far.
与巡数局的总务官，不同于各位此前所见过的艾尔达与德蕾奇娜，他是个更喜欢跟着直觉走的行动派，
看着就是个直爽的人，相信我们和他很快就能熟悉起来吧。
我也觉得是这样。那既然空训局的老大都已经出面了，自然也少不了他最可靠的副手，同时也是他最亲密的朋友——总务次官西格利德。在之前的故事当中呢，我们已经和这位传奇人物有了一些简单而初步的认识。
之前我就想问了，什么徒手扔飞巨型蚁骸，一次喝掉一大桶燃油印，从一个噬鱼塔跳到另一个塔顶，他身上这些听起来就很离奇的传说，难道都是真的吗？
这个嘛，你都已经说了是传说了，对吧？西格利德他们的德拉叙尔家族呢，世代都是林德温的副手，而每一任副手身上呢，都有着和这个很相似的这类很离谱的传闻。
你的意思是这些传说里有不少水分？那这些的源头都是……
我不好说，也不能说，只能说在林德温手下干活可能会比你想象的更不容易一点。不过嘛，西格利德本人他也确实没有那么普通，相信各位省将很快就会明白这是什么意思的。另外，在茶会的现场，我们也将会第一次遇到弗林特工坊的负责人克拉蕾小姐。此前在接受治疗的时候，我们可是消耗了第一次遇到弗林特工坊。
Bro, she doesn't look like a character that's supposed to be in the workshop whatsoever, unless it's an outfit workshop. Yeah, it's a dress workshop, right? She doesn't look like you know, if this is a workshop about weapons and stuff like that, she doesn't look like it. Ain't gonna lie.
负责人克拉蕾小姐，此前在
like Norma, like the lolly, the white hat lolly character earlier, I could have seen like being like a character that is like a blacksmith and stuff like that, but like her doesn't look the part at all.
的时候我们可是消耗了不少的灰金啊。听说他一直对这件事情耿耿于怀呢。
啊，不会要我们打工还债吧？
这个嘛，我听说林德威恩大人那边有一些专门用来应付克拉蕾小姐的小秘诀，不如先去和他学上几招。另一方面，不知道大家是否还记得，我们在3.0主线的最后。
Who the hell is Lynn Vern? Lynn Vern Sunbringer. So I'm assuming that like she's the one that kind of brings the end to the Hollow. Because I did see some of like the story about the Sunbringer, especially I think because I was listening to the song. That Sunbringer is supposed to be the person that the Void Hunter that kind of conquered the Hollow that blocks the sun or something like that, and that's why she's called the Sunbringer. Because she literally brings the sun to the new area too, or like the Earth, I guess. I don't know what they call like the world here.
在诺姆的协助下，我们最终成功恢复了他一部分的视觉影像记录。
而我们通过影像记录看到了他与幕后黑手产生交集的地点，虽然不清楚具体的位置，但在画面中我们也注意到了另一个组织恩勒邦的标。
Don't tell me that's Lucius. That kind of reminds me of Lucius, which would be dumb on my end, because like he's like a character from like the first season, which I doubt that's the case.
标志。
恩勒邦是罗斯凯利法当地的众多帮部组织之一，但他们远没有其他帮部们那么老实。他们自称在为了罗斯凯利法以及帮部们的利益而行动，但他们做的都是一些针对中枢五局的恶作剧，当然也就是恶作剧的程度啊，小打小闹。
很难想象这样的组织会和伤害帮部们的幕后黑手有关联。
这可说不太准哦，毕竟他们可是私藏了一位空训局的 S 级通缉犯呢。
你是指雷米埃尔吗？
没错，我们的老朋友，罗斯凯利法的 S 级通缉犯，初代虚兽雷米埃尔丹。
First gen Void Hunter. Holy shit! How many generations of Void Hunter do we have? Man, I really need to learn, like, a lot of these, like, are, like, contexts that I do not have, well, you know, like, information that I do not have context on because I am not far enough into the story quest, and I'm kind of sad. And at the same time, I kind of want to watch it because I kind of want to see what the update has in store. Honestly, like I think like rather than like well, obviously I'm excited about the lore. I'm honestly more anticipating like what kind of rewards and events they're planning to do, because that's probably something that I would understand more compared to the story, as in the current situation at least.
所在这个地方其实就是根据它在恩德邦据点的藏身处搭建而成的。
说起雷米二，在3.0版本主线故事的最后，他好像向我们提起了一个此前从未出现过的概念——结史。
是的。虽然我们现在还没和结史有过真正意义上的接触，但我们其实已经遇见过一些与其仅有一步之遥的敌人。比如说，在3.0版本当中，我们遭遇的基塔布鲁、巴什木，以及更早的时候，在2.5版本当中出现的敌人。
Wait, Enchainer. Does that mean Enchainer are like a step above normal ethereal?
太初梦魇。
太初梦魇，那种强度的敌人，竟然还算不上结史吗？
距离成为结史，他们都还少了最关键的
Oh
那一
yeah,
环。
they are a step above. Judging by the name, I'm assuming primordial means like an older version of the ethereal, like kind of ethereal that survived long enough to become like powerful. So Enchainer is probably above it. Judging like by the context that they've given us so far. Man, there's so much to learn about this game.
看样子我们要面对的敌人，或许比想象中的还要强大。
是啊，关于结史的更多情报，关于雷米尔的过去，以及罗斯卡利法即将面对的全新危机，就请大家在新版本的主线故事《漫长的告别》当中一探究竟啦。
此外，在版本更新前，我们也为大家准备了和雷米尔的过去相关的一些短片，希望能为大家揭开与初代虚兽们的过往相关的冰山一角。
同样，空域巡数局的传奇西格利德的短片也将随后上线，敬请期待。
对了，再说一个探索方面的新体验。除了无人机之外，在3.1版本当中，伊埃斯还将解锁它全新的机器人坐骑，变成球形、滚动、蓄力冲撞。
What the fuck? We're playing pinball.
看起来有点意思哦。大家如果在
Speaking of which, after playing Zenless Zone Zero more, I've had some mixed feeling about the new exploration system. Because like one of the reasons I stopped playing the game before was actually like the TV mode. And my biggest complaint with the TV mode, honestly, was it's gonna be hard to kind of describe, but like one of my biggest complaint back then was like the TV mode itself is kind of like it breaks the pacing, especially because like every time you encounter an enemy in the TV mode, they kind of bring you to this like kind of like arena where you can fight the enemies. And I was kind of hoping that like the TV transition would like, well, no, actually no. Let's take a step back from that. Like that was like my biggest complaint with the TV mode on Zenless, is that like it kind of breaks the pacing. Like the TV mode itself is really unique, but I overall do not enjoy it back then because like again, like every time you encounter an enemy on the TV mode, they kind of bring you to the arena where you get to use the character, and they do this intro where you get to like, and then the camera spins around the character, right, and then you get to fight. And I think that's fine overall, but I think like the time that it took and the transition that it takes between the TV mode and like the fights and the amount of time that it happens, because I think like every time you play the TV mode, or at least like based on my experience, like you get to fight like 2 or 3 times on every TV mode, which I think could have been much faster if they had a better transition to it. Like if it's kind of like you know, kind of like a PS5 transition, right, where like the moment that you fight in the you fighting an enemy, like right, the camera goes into the TV and then you immediately goes into the arena immediately, or it goes into like the TV and then your camera goes out of like the bamboo's eyes, and then like you're immediately in the arena and you start fighting. I think it would have been more immersive, and I probably would have complained about it less back then, because like the problem is that like now we get to control our character and explore like the arena ourselves, but like you can kind of tell that like every arena that you've gone through, at least like the ones that I've gone through so far, it's basically like a recycle. It's the same. It's like one same map, except you're entering from a different area and stuff like that. They kind of reuse the assets, which is kind of fine. But I think that looking back, it's definitely way less unique compared to the TV mode. And honestly, I was like comparing the two. I would rather have a mix between the two. Because like there's some part that I enjoy. For example, like I think like in the now when you're doing like a hack with the bamboo, they have this like mini Fall Guys mode where you get to use the bamboo and like jump around in like platformers style. And I think I kind of like that. It's really cute personally. But I think like running around now with like the new area, with the new game mode, like with the new exploration, while like it is definitely like the lesser of two evil, honestly, like compared to like the old TV mode and the current that we have right now. I think I think I prefer this one, but honestly, considering how unique the approach that they have with the TV, I was expecting them to be mixing the two instead. Is how I feel. I know it's kind of like long-winded, and like if you guys don't have the context, it's really hard. But I can probably give you guys like a little. Here. So this is how they do the TV mode. Let's see. Fuck. It's so hard. Okay, here you guys can kind of see like this is how they did the TV mode back then, where you basically kind of moving around with like the TVs, and like you see like some of the TVs has enemies on it, some has like money and stuff like that, and like it's definitely like really unique approach. But like the fact that every of these fights will result in like a loading screen, it's kind of like imagine if you guys are playing like if you guys are playing Fallout or like Skyrim, right? And every time there's a door, there's a loading screen, and like one door is fine, right? But then you go through like multiple doors, and every door is like a freaking loading screen, and suddenly you're getting annoyed because like now like you're spending more time in the loading screen than you do in the actual gameplay. And back then, since the game is obviously like a mobile first, like you know, as almost all gacha games are, like the loading screen is actually like, even though like I'm still using SSD, the loading screen like it still takes some time. And the result is that like more often than not, is that like you're basically moving with the bamboo through the TVs here, right? For like for like I don't know, like 10-15 seconds. And then you get a 5-second loading screen where you get to fight in the arena for like maybe like a minute or so, and then you get like 5-10 seconds like of loading screen again, and then you move as the bamboo again like for like maybe 10-20 seconds again, like it, and it's like this kind of like weird kind of like break off like of the pacing. Whereas like if they had done like a better job of like the transition between the TV and like the fights, I probably wouldn't have complained it as much, because like right now what we have is like basically we're gonna be running around with the characters all the time. And while it's definitely much better, like gameplay wise, I guess like the experience is like much more generic now, because it kind of feels like when I was playing like Punishing Grey Raven, where like you're basically running around a map that has nothing other than like occasionally like rewards that you have to collect. And like there's nothing else you can do. Like the map is linear. You can only walk a certain way. They immediately block the path before you the moment you reach a certain point. So you cannot even walk back to, like, for example, if you miss out on a reward, you cannot walk back and collect it because the path is like blocked forever, and you have to restart the whole game, like the whole level, to do it, to pick it up. And like it feels super linear and like super empty, even though like to be honest, like the map design is actually pretty good, but it's just the way they're utilizing it is really like, I feel like it's really underwhelming. And I think like another part that I'm kind of like concerned about Zenless Zone Zero so far is that like the fact that like getting the character now doesn't feel as important, because like I want to say like a good like half of the game is basically doesn't require you to own the characters, which I think like it's a, you know, while it is like really player friendly, it leaves the game in a weird spot where you're starting to like or at least like for me, I'm not sure about a lot of people, right? But at least for me, I'm starting to think like, what is the point of me pulling for the characters if like I can only use them on certain end games, because there are some game modes in the game so far that like kind of like lets you use trial characters, and then there's some game modes that like strictly like that only lets you use trial characters. Like I think like there was one of the end game that was supposed to be like that, and also like the main story is like that, like where like you literally cannot use other characters, only the trial characters. And I think like I understand from the accessibility perspective, it's really good because like now people can enjoy the story without leveling up their character. But on the other hand, it feels stupid because now I don't, you know, because now progressing in the game is unnecessary. Leveling up the character is unnecessary to play the story, literally. And it feels so weird that like games are going to this direction where they want, like, you know, they're making the games more accessible by letting the players play less, which I think, you know, might maybe a problem on my end, because like I'm like someone that prefers more gameplay, right? Whereas like gacha games are always more aimed toward like casual audience. I just didn't expect them to like reduce the amount of gameplay that we have even more, because like when the game, like when we start off, right, you have a certain amount of gameplay, and then like as they smooth things over and make things like easier and more efficient and more like accessible, it seems like they're shaving off a lot of like the gameplay that like the players should have like should be doing. Like they're trying to kind of like lower the floor more than it already is, personally. And I, like, perspective wise, I kind of disagree. Because like what I feel like the gacha games tends to be missing, at least like from me as someone that plays games a lot, right, is actually more depth. And instead they're like trying to shave off those depth, you know, like instead of like having the people like build the characters and stuff like that, now you get to use trial characters, which means like you don't even have to worry about the build. Like they build the characters for you, they tested everything for you, so now you don't even have to worry, you just have to play. And you just have to spam button, basically. And I personally will disagree with that direction, not gonna lie. But I think I've digressed enough. We should go back into the video now.
游玩的过程中遇到的话，可以多试试哦，说不定会有些新发现呢。
没错。
好，接下来让我们先喘口气，进一段广告。
啊，走，去那个羊。
That's a lot of props.
绝世灵玩到上头。话不多说，接下来就由我们两个为大家介绍一下3.1版本登场的新代理人。首先，我来为大家介绍一下称号为石系留名的初代虚兽。从静置了100年的时光中归来，为了追寻一个无人知晓的答案，他现身于此。S 级流明属性异常代理人雷米埃尔。流明属性是一个全新的属性啊。没错，流明属性有一个独特的机制，雷米埃尔会根据队伍中下一位代理人的属性，让自身造成伤害。
Oh, wait, what? Her attribute is like random, like it depends on the agent that you use. Holy shit!
发生变化。也就是说，当队伍不同的时候，它的输出属性也会随。
So basically, she's an adaptive character. Holy fuck!
随之改变。那可以根据敌人的弱点来变更不同的队友，来应对不同的环境，感觉很百搭了。是的，来看看雷米尔的攻击方式吧。普攻连段可以对敌人造成伤害，并累积飞行能量，其中第4段命中的时候会为敌人施加1个流明属性继续点。点按强化特殊技，雷米埃尔可以发动攻击对造成伤害，同时为敌人施加2个流明属性继续点。看来这是流明属性的独特继续方式呢。是的，当飞行能量积累充足时，长按特殊技键，雷米尔可以进入转换姿态。此时切换队友入场的时候，雷米尔将升空进入相变时流状态。在此状态下，雷米尔会为全队提供增益，同时在后台自主行动，为战斗提供协助，如控制敌人或为敌人施加继续点等。处于非操作状态时，也能为队友提供帮助，真是我们空中可靠的后援。话说，我还看到了。
God damn, she's kind of like basically like Astra, where like the moment you use the skill, you just swap her out, and then she would do her job.
个新的跳刺。是的，这是流明属性的专属反应异化。简单来说，若敌人身上有继续点的时候，当他即将被打入属性异常状态时，会触发异化反应。雷米尔会消耗继续点来提升这次造成的对应异常伤害的总伤害，同时为自己存弹，最多可以存3发。继续点转换成弹药，弹药再转换成最终爆发，一环扣一环。没错，存了弹之后，雷米尔就可以通过长按普攻键发动大范围攻击，触发药变效果。这个时候可以清空弹药，对敌人造成伤害，并恢复大量的飞行能量。
而在飞行姿态下，当雷梅尔触发3次异化反应后，就可以存满3发弹。这个时候将激活特殊的支援技，激活后下次入场时会自动触发。
哇，落地就是毁灭性打击。
不仅如此，发动支援技后还可以让下次长按攻击升级，可以造成更高的伤害。
这看着打的是真爽啊！
来看看实战中的雷米尔的表现。我们长按特殊技键让雷米尔起飞，随后切换维列娜和简交替上场，通过强击和风化不断触发异化反应。
每次触发异化反应，雷米尔都在天上默默存在。
攒满3发后，切换雷米尔入场，发动支援技。
I think it's really cool that the Zenless Zone Zero's developer, like when they're showcasing the character, they showcase the character with the whole team and the whole combo. I think this is something that they do, like at least like from my impression here, they probably do better than Wuwa, where like Wuwa, I think like in Wuwa at least, they kind of showcase just the character by themselves, and I think in NTE they do the same thing. Whereas like here they actually showcase how she works with the whole, like with at least like one combo, like specifically for this character, like she fits in any combo, right? Because she adapts her element, her attribute to like whatever team she's on. But like they actually showcase like a real life kind of like scenario, like working scenario. So I think that's really cool.
此时在释放终结技打出爆
And
发
useful, you know?
紧接着长按普攻，一波倾泻所有火力。
最后再起飞，切队友继续打异化反应，一轮新循环就此开始。
空中支援，落地毁灭。雷米尔的节奏很独特，不占用战场时间，却为队伍持续赋能，在最佳的时机降临，爆发一切。
Absolutely OP. She's absolutely fucking OP.
初代虚秀的实力恐怖如。
I guess it makes sense. Lore-wise, it makes sense. She's supposed to be a first-generation Void Hunter, and Void Hunter is like known to be like super OP. In the story that I've played so far, I've only seen like Hoshimi Miyabi, which is like technically speaking the youngest like Void Hunter so far, and like she's absolutely fucking like OP like in the showcase, like at least like in the story like cutscenes. Like even compared to like a lot of the characters in the game, right? Like you know they have some like cool moments and stuff like that, but like Hoshimi Miyabi is just straight up fucking aura when you're watching her in the cutscene. So like the fact that like I guess like it makes sense lore wise that like Void Hunter are supposed to be absolute like an absolute powerhouse, and especially her as like a first generation.
新版本开启后，等神将们亲自上手体验。
接下来我来给大家介绍一下 S 级兵属性强攻代理人西格利德。
空巡局总务次官，在罗斯凯列法中有着各种夸张离谱的传说，甚至被
Those dice don't lie.
谬传为实力比肩虚手的
Holy
强者。
jiggle.
虽然这些只是夸大的传说，不过本人的实力确实不可小觑哦。他的核心玩法可以用一句话概括：交替使用技能触发悬空枪式状态，通过强化普攻打出分支技脸枪式，造成高额爆发。
让我们一起赶紧看看吧。
西格利德的普通攻击第4段闪避反击、强化特殊技、连携技等均视为出枪式。西格利德使用其中任意出枪式命中敌人，便会触发悬空枪式状态，此时可获得一次长按普攻发动脸枪式的机会。
不过要注意，分支技需要在指示条为蓝色时发动，变灰之后就发动不了了。而当指示条完全空之后，西格利德将退出悬空枪式状态。
另外，每次使用出枪式激活或刷新状态时，西格利德的暴击率还会大幅提升一段时间。
也就是说，保持住节奏，不仅能连续打出脸枪式，暴击率也会一直维持在高位。
正是如此，操作的关键就是在不同技能之间灵活衔接，保持状态不断。此时每次。
What gameplay does this remind me of? Where like you basically like attack to fill the bar, and then you hold attack, and then you do a heavy attack basically, and then you rinse and repeat. Oh. Shit, I can't remember on the top of my head. I can't remember it right now. Sanhua? No. Sanhua doesn't even need to do that. Sanhua's field time is less than 5 seconds. Ghosty. Then when you spawn her, you use the ultimate, you use her skill, like her resonance skill, and then resonance liberation, which is like the ultimate, and then you just hold attack, and that's like 5 seconds. Everything happens in 5 seconds, like even less probably. Like you just use the ultimate, you use the skill, the ultimate, and then you do the heavy attack once, and then like you like the crystal immediately explodes, and then you can swap characters immediately. No. I'm talking about a character that has like this like one rhythm of like gameplay where like it's just like basic attack, heavy attack, basic attack, heavy attack. The closest one that I can think of right now is Cartatia, where like you have to do the basic attack, but like Cartatia is a bit more complex. You have to do like her basic attack, heavy attack, and then like use her skill, and then like you basically get this like 3 buffs that you can use to jump attack, and like the more buffs you have, the bigger is the jump attack, which I think it's not what I was trying to think of. It's like, imagine like if you're playing a fighting game, right? And then like there's one character that only has has this like one cheesy combo where you just like basic attack you, and then like they would like do a kickflip or something like that, and then you would float in the air, and then they hit you again, and then they kickflip you again. Like, you know, it's like one of those like input character in a fighting game where you can like infinitely combo a person. I think like that's like the kind of impression I'm getting right now, at least. Where like her gameplay is like super simple. It's just like, yeah, like, you know, you basic attack, heavy attack, basic attack, heavy attack, basic attack, heavy attack. And I mean, like, that's so far what they're describing, basically.
释放脸枪式还会让下一次脸枪式的段数提升，至多3段。打完一整轮循环后，段数归0，进入下一个循环。越打越猛，节奏越来越快。寻空僵尸状态下，强化特殊技所需要的能量还
I mean, visual and like, I mean, elemental wise, she does feels like Sanhua, but like her gameplay is completely different. She's gonna be on the map. Like, if you were using her, she's gonna be on the map a lot. Like her field, like she's a main DPS. There's no way like she's like a sub DPS. Whereas like Sanhua just comes in, explodes, do all her skills, and then goes away in like just like that fast. That's the whole point. Like the fact, like that's like her literal like benefit is that like how quick you can swap out of her, basically, and like her buff obviously, which is like really useful because like I think she increases basic attack.
消耗循环也变得更流畅。
这里我们先简单总结一下，7个立德的玩法就是不断使用出枪式刷新状态，同时不断释放高段数的脸枪式，打出持续递增的伤害。
越熟练衔接，输出就越流畅。
另外还有一个进阶操作，发动脸枪式的前2段，在敌人发动攻击时，如果能用盾牌成功抵挡敌人的攻击，就能触发精准格挡，抵挡子次伤害并刷新状态。
那接下来就可以释放脸枪式了。而当西格利德触发连携技时，就会获得一层增益，提升后续脸枪式造成的伤害。当连携技手司命中处于失衡中的精英或者首领级敌人时，会记录当前脸枪式段数，并进入破阵状态。
She got turrets. What the
该状态
fuck?
下寻空枪式持续时间不会减少。长按普攻可连续释放3段脸枪式，发动完毕后破阵状态结束，脸枪式段数恢复到之前的记录。用人话来说，就是特定状态下连携技可以一口气打满3段脸枪式伤害，同时不影响原来积累的段数进度。
3连爆发还不打乱节奏，太舒服了。
悬赏值足够时，释放终结技。
Yeah, like if you look at the showcase so far, she's always on the field. Like her function is that like she's gonna be on the field DPS. Whereas like when they were showcasing like the other character, the pink-haired girl, like Remiel, they showcasing about like they were describing about how she can be powerful in the field and also off field. So like she's doing a dual like role basically. And I think like that's the whole point of the previous character where she can always adapt.
向前方连续突进，造成大量冰属性伤害。
那我们赶紧进实战看看吧。
首先，药佳音上场唱歌提供增益，然后诺姆上场丢帽进行铺垫，切换西格利德登场，然后通过不同技能交替衔接，使他维持在寻空枪式状态内持续输出。节奏起来了，伤害也在不断递增。
将敌人打入失衡后，触发连携技，西格利德进入破阵状态，直接打出3段脸枪式，持续压制。接下来再用不同的出枪式衔接脸枪式，持续造成伤害。
这衔接太流畅了，连携技带来的爆发窗口，打出来的伤害真是赏心悦目。
这就是我们总务次官的实力。
在3.1版本还会有新的小帮部登场。
没错，天使形象的艾瑞尔能在战斗中为大家提供助力。 它升空闪现到目标附近后，会牵引周围敌人。
Oh my god, the bamboo
另
can
外，牵
fly.
引到的敌人数量越多，它给我方上的增益就越多。当雷米尔在场时，则会默认上所有的增益，不管牵引到敌人是多少。
这就是雷米的魅力啊！
发动连携技，艾瑞尔会掷出缤纷星旋，给对手华丽一击。版本更新后，在帮部频段中，神将们可以选取他为 UP 帮部，抽取获得。
话说回来，是不是也该到了那个环节了呢？
兑换码线上。
ZZZ Year 2 Anniversary. Oh shit! I probably should have. There's still time, by the way. Let me put this on the chat. There's actually still time, so I'm gonna like put this on the chat because like if I'm watching like a bit too late, I probably wouldn't have done that. But let's put it there. There you go. Do it while you can, guys. There's still time. Don't worry. Okay. Let's get back to the story. Or like the talk.
大家好，又见面了。
大家好，这次的代理人既有空巡局总务次官，还有初代虚兽雷米埃尔，真的很精彩了。
那就赶紧来揭晓3.1版本的调频信息吧。首先，考虑到大家肯定迫不及待的想和初代虚兽见面，那么这一次的雷米埃尔的独家频段和对应的殷勤频段将在版更后开启并持续整个版本周期。
没错。
Ode of the Resurrected Wings. Exclusive channel Paradise Regain. That's crazy. That's crazy names for like. You know, usually like like a lot of the names like the banners that you pull and like the weapon banners, they kind of like tells a story. I'm trying to kind of piece together whatever I can right now, guys, like without context, because like again, this is version 3.1 story. I'm like at version 1.3 story or 1.4. I'm so far fucking behind. I'm not even finished with version 1.
版本都可以抽，不用赶上下班的时间窗口了。
是的，在整个3.1版本期间，神将们都可以获取。
Oh, interesting. I wonder if this is kind of like a kind of like anniversary special, but like her banner lasted the whole version. So instead of like the usual 21 days, she's gonna be there for the full 42 days, which I think is really cool. Really cool. Less FOMO. Which I guess like in a way there's still gonna be FOMO because like I think because of anniversary they're probably gonna have a lot of banners in the whole game like running.
这位达什杰社阵营的全新限定 S 级代理
But it's a nice gesture, I believe.
异常定位。
而在版本下半还有。
Oh, and also one of the things that I think like ZZZ trumps over Wuthering Wave, not gonna lie, is like the Gacha song. Not gonna lie. Like, man, like the song, I think it's like one of like the unique aspect of ZZZ when you're pulling characters on them, like the song, like you can tell from the song what you're getting basically. And like as soon as you get the lyric, you know it's gonna be a 5-star.
另一位重磅代理人加入。空巡局的 S 级冰属性强攻代理
or S rank, I guess, in this
正式界面。
总务次官大人终于来啦！
同样会有对应的殷勤频段同步开放。
I just realized she's a Terran.
复刻方面呢，上半期间将开放独家频段尼瑟天使和殷勤频段
Love me some animal girls.
S 级以太属性异常代理人艾瑞回归，
还没有入手的神将，这次要把握机会啊！
下半期的复刻调频有些特别，我们将推出独家重映频段，刘英、福波右叶、钱宇优真3位 S 级。
Oh shit! It's backed. Wait, the second banner. So the second banner. First S rank signal is guaranteed to be selected right up, and 20% off your first 10 pull. Oh, that's an interesting way. I don't know if I want to do that though. I'm probably gonna be saving up my pulls for like, you know what? Maybe I don't know. We'll have to see, honestly.
级代理人同时复刻，可自行定向选择
，3选1，而且首个 S 级保证为自选，首次10年还会有额外的8折优惠哦。
没错哦，对应的殷勤回响频段同理。昨夜来电、理发期变化、残心倾囊300S 殷勤同步复刻，规则一致。
神将们可以在频段开启期间随时更改定向目标。 累计调频数据也会继承。当后续再次开放同类的频段时，数据同样
Oh, okay, so it's a separate banner, but like the pity will carry under the next banner of the same name.
它限定频段分别计算。
Typical of Gacha games, they always try to like separate the banners, so the pity gets like separated around so much. Not gonna lie. I think in this way, NTE is probably the best one because so far, every time there's a banner, there's only gonna be 2 banners, which is like the limited character and the standard banner, and that's it.
神将们熟悉的代理人头像、信赖事件以及动态壁纸也会随着新代理人的登场一并更新。
期待和新伙伴们加深羁绊。
Ah, yes, trust the fans, guys. Gonna need these girls to trust me, no lie.
在新版本中，区域巡访有新的关卡追加，驱动盘系
Okay,
列随
new
时新增了
relics.
谶语之士和
Oh, apps. I think this is one of the shitty things that I hate about like relics and like gacha games is that like they're so specific. Like, and I think like it's such like a lazy way to kind of design a character, like to make everything specific to like one specific character that you cannot use the items for anyone else. I think it's such a bullshit way to like do games, not gonna lie. I think like in general, like gears like this, it's supposed to be like, you know, like I'm not saying there shouldn't be anything specific. I'm just saying that like if everything is specific, then at that point, you know, like, you know, when you're building a character, you already know what you're gonna need. Like you're gonna need these specific relics and stuff like that. And like again, I think like in general, it's just I feel like it's a really lazy way to like design a game. I feel like more gears and like weapons and stuff like that should have a more kind of like broad effects. And like the closest one I can think of is probably something like I think like in this game, Zenless and like Wuthering Waves so far has done several things that are like kind of like that, where like it's like more a broad of effects. I'm just kind of hoping they would do more, especially on like the limited weapons, where like you know, some of the effects are kind of much more broad, and that way you can use it on more characters. Because like otherwise, like what we have right now, like these days, is that like every like exclusive weapon is literally exclusive, and like it's not even like exclusive like as in like, oh, it fits the new character the best. No, it just fits the new character, period. Like if you put it on any other character other than the character that it runs with, it's fucking ass. And I think that's such a bullshit way. It's like it's basically just like a money making scheme at that point. Because like for example, I think like the second one here, buff, is I think is like the perfect example. I think like because like the first set that we have to drive this here is like super exclusive to like the Remiel as a character, because you can see it's like it works on Lumiflux, and I doubt that like other characters will be using this element other than her, because I think it's tied to her lore. Whereas like the second set, while it is like much more limited, because like, you know, not every character scales up defense, obviously, right? It makes sense. Like the character defense scaling character is much more kind of like niche, but the effect that they do is literally like for a 4-piece set is definitely much more broad. Which and what I mean by that is that like even if the character does not scale off defenses, if they have enough number to kind of like reach this point, like any character can technically use it. And I think like that's the kind of set that I would like love to like for more games to do, where like the sets are like more like we have more options for like generic sets, I guess, in some ways. I feel like that's a bad way to describe it, because like basically I want everything to be kind of like open-ended, and that's not my intention. I just don't want everything to specifically only work for one character and one character only, honestly. And I think Wuthering Wave is kinda going to that directions so far. I feel like back then, especially like the echoes that we get on like the earlier from the earlier area are much more broad and like much more usable in like multiple build. And nowadays, a lot of like the echoes in the newer characters are just straight up like it only works on certain characters and that's it. And as for NTE, I think NTE so far is pretty broad, but NTE is also pretty new, so I don't really want to comment on it too much. And also, the drop on that game is so shitty. Holy shit. Okay, let's get back to it.
神将们可以挑战获得。
另外呢，随着流明属性的更新，也新增了相关材料的获取关卡。
说完了代理人相关的内容，我们是不是也该看看这次的玩法活动了？
是的。
Okay, we got
首先
events.
是3.1版本的重磅新
New permanent game mode.
玩
Nice.
法迷宫鬼域。
Enigma of the Labyrinth. Oh no, it's another one of those.
贝果计划。
你刚刚说常驻玩法，这意思是以后一直可以玩的吗？
没错，故事起因是神将从牧羊
Oh,
人那里
Shepherd.
接到了一笔特殊委托，据说在神之迷宫帕帕哥空洞深处藏匿着神将祖师爷乔伊斯的特殊装备迷宫萝卜。于是神将们
Joyous. Oh, the creator of Bamboo. I
带
think.
着伊埃斯踏入了空洞，然后就不出意外的出现了意外。迷宫萝卜被激活后
And honestly, I have to say, like, my impression on like Zenless as a story so far have been like kind of like improving for the better. Like I can kind of tell like the game is definitely more aiming toward a more mature audience compared to like for example compared to Genshin. They kind of showcase a lot of more characters like dying or like transforming and stuff like that. So I like personally it fits me more so far. And I'm not saying Genshin's story is bad by any means. But I think it kind of shows the age rating differences, I guess, because I know that like in China at least, like the age rating of Zenless Zone Zero is the same as Wuthering Wave, and like both games has kind of show more mature theme, you know, characters dying, characters getting hurt and stuff like that on screen, and like I for one welcome that, you know, as like a more mature, like you know, as one of the more mature audience to begin with.
引来了大型蚁骸的注意。混乱中，携带迷宫萝卜的伊埃斯被蚁骸掠走，拖入了空洞深处。为了救回伊埃斯，神将们不得不深入侵蚀区域展开搜索。
所以这次的目标不只是寻宝，还有救人。
对的，在搜索途中，神将们发现了乔伊斯留下的奥蒙德研究站，将这里作为前线据点。但研究站关停多年，用于搜索定位的核心设备已经无法正常运作。想要找到伊埃斯的下落，就必须让研究站恢复功能。神将们需要深入空洞，回收高价值物资，及时撤离，再将物资投入装备制造和。
Wait. Is this like extraction shooter? The fuck?
研究站修复，随着设备逐步恢复，搜索范围也将不断扩大。最终呢，我们会锁定 ES 的位置，深入神之迷宫的核心区域。
That's kind of like an extraction extraction shooter kind of, or like something like kind of like Prey, like Real Sim or something. Oh, I forgot what's the name of the genre for like Prey.
将它带回来。
那赶紧按照一次完整的出战调查来给大家介绍一下吧。
好，出发时选好代理人，配好武备、装备和战术道具，就可以进入空洞中啦。当然，代理人的隐化和殷勤也会在该玩法中生效哦。
带入的东西打好基础，接下来就看操作了。
没错。进入关卡后，地图里散布着各类物资容器，可以搜刮。击败敌人也会有。
Oh yeah, it is. It's literally. It's also kind of like I guess like if you guys play Wuthering Wave, the best example would be like if you go to Honami. That's kind of like the same game mode where like you go into the map and then there's like a timer and then like you gotta like loot around and like you gotta manage inventory and stuff like that, and as like you do that more, you get more upgrades and stuff like that.
掉落，搜索到的物资可以用来提升自身的实力，从而探索更多的区域，挑战。
See, this is an interesting game.
获得更多的稀有道具。
没错，积少成多，步步为营，发家致富，走向神将巅峰。
没错。另外，搜索中甚至可能会有机会获得菲林等高价值物品哦。
但是千万小心啊！随着收集的物资价值变高，也会迎来迷宫中的恶名蚁骸乌利迪姆。根据 HIA 的记录，这些诡异的猎犬一直在帕帕科空洞内部游荡，维持着神之迷宫的以太稳定。
他们似乎不是很喜欢调查员们扰乱迷宫混沌状态的搜索建设行为。一旦携带着较高价值物资的目标出现，这些猎犬便会追击并将其诛杀。
那战斗方面会有什么区别吗？
这就要聊到迷宫鬼域中代理人技能以外的2套全新的战斗系统了：一体技和海影系统。
一体技源自神将体内的以太一体佩洛伊斯，可对敌人进行精准格挡、抵御攻击，也可在一定条件下向位突进到敌人附近，或对敌人发动处决，造成大量伤害。
不光是战斗能力，在探索过程中呢，佩洛伊斯可以在帕帕哥遗留的空轨上奔袭，帮你快速穿越区域，提升搜索效率。
再说海影系统，利用研究站的特殊科技，神将们得以复现敌人的某些招式。伤害类的海影可以在战斗中打出额外爆发，功能类的则更加灵活。 比如海影、凶魁语者，可以隐秘躲避高威胁的猎犬乌力比姆；搜索类的则可以提升搜刮效率。
当然了，如果觉得当前局势不利，也可以选择避开战斗，保存实力，留待撤离。
量力而行也是一种策略嘛。
对的，在迷宫调查搜索时，也要时刻注意自身安全。如果血量告急、道具见底，或者侵蚀值过高，就赶紧前往撤离锚点吧。这些奥蒙德研究站的产物，可以固定通往研究站附近的猎奇，只要成功将其激活，便可以安全撤离空洞区域。但撤离的路上千万别大意，可怖的猎犬乌里迪姆、影响精神的恶造声场，以及不断升高的侵蚀值。
Yeah, ever rising like the Ulidin, like the hunter, and then like the ever rising corruption level. Yeah, it's like literally extraction shooter, and like as you stay more, it gets more dangerous, and then there's like stuff like this like hunting you down, and then you gotta extract, and if you don't extract in time, or if you die on the arena, you don't get the drops that you get. Right, very like extraction coded.
没错。
Oh, they even have like a like visibility
不
meter.
过呢，也不用太担心，我们准备了不少兜底的措施。局内可以使用特定的手段将倒下的角色带回来。搜寻过程中可以使用安全箱提前锁定高价值物品。另外，即便行动失败，部分情况下也可以在下次行动中回到战败区域附近拾取上次留下的物品。
随着对伊艾斯踪迹的深入调查，神将们也将直面一个新敌人——荣誉行者。想从他面前全身而退，也是一场硬仗。
若单局带出价值超过一定数额，还会触发大富豪奖励。研究站的发财部会根据带出价值的多少，赠予额外的抽奖机会。
I just realized it as I was
可以
saying the
投入基
name.
建、脱金中枢、仓储枢纽、制造工坊、大富豪回收处，还有研发中心，组成你的前线据点吧。
研发中心可以强化局内属性和拓展栏位，制造工坊则可以打造代理人的武备、装备、战术道具，或者解锁更高级的装备制造。
每次成功的撤离都其实是在为下一次出击积累实力。
搜索、撤离、建设再出发，这就是迷宫鬼域的成长循环。
而随着研究站的建设升级，关于研究站过去的资料以及研究站背后的一些大人物也会被挖掘出来。奖励方面呢，迷宫鬼域与0号空洞共用周长进度，神将们可以自由选择喜欢的模式来获取奖励。
此外，迷宫鬼域会以赛季制的形式持续更新内容，每个赛季有专属的赛季委托奖励。时装配饰方面，折的科技猫耳头盔、杜比喵和您的。
That's really nice, because like that means like you can choose like what kind of like weekly events you want to do now. It's always nice like when they allows you to like take a different approach on like finishing a certain quest. And I think this is like one of them. Like it's a good way like to see like which game would people prefer more, and then like whichever people prefer, they can go with that.
掐拍喵都可以在赛季奖励中获取。
深入空洞的调查员头上顶着帽
哦，
反差感拉满了。
可可爱的搜刮，紧紧张张的撤离。另外，隐化方面，佩洛伊斯的隐化同样可以兑换获得。
说起来啊，我们很早的时候就提过，未来会把空洞环境的体验升级成真实的场景关卡。
没错，我们之前的尝试其实是在用一种规则性玩法去模拟空洞内的探索、事件、资源和风险选择。
而这一次的迷宫鬼域，就是想把这些规则从2维里延展出来，放进真实的场景中，
让神将们不只是在2维里做选择，而是真的走进空洞，在关卡里收集、战斗、判断路线，并决定什么时候继续深入，什么时候撤离。
可迭代的爽感，这是我们在1.0时代许下的承诺。迷宫鬼域就是我们在规则性玩法上继续迭代，把空洞探索做得更具体、更沉浸，也更有爽感的一步。
希望迷宫鬼域上线后大家能够喜欢，敬请期待吧。
紧张刺激的战斗撤离之外，既然是夏天，也少不了我们的夏日活动嘛。
回到奇梦度假村了。
是的，死而复生的奇梦度假村迎来了复苏后的第一个盛夏。为进一步的提升客流，度假村决定开设新的游玩项目，并举办一场海滩篝火晚会。
篝火晚会听起来就很浪漫。
some
神将们和作为承办方，需要通过经营海产纪念品店铺来赚取收入。运营这场篝火晚会，在这个过程中，安全总监
not one of those dinner dash mini games。
普通游客雷米尔也将与神将们相遇，共度盛夏。
穿上了泳装，大家的身份也都更新了呢，阵容豪华，赶紧聊玩法吧。
好的，本次活动玩法
，Holy batonkas Man, those milkies looks heavy.
分为2大部分，踏滩赶海和珍品小兽。先来说说赶海。
Let me help you carry them.
赶海，顾名思义就是去山海。
Okay, that's something new. like cleaning beach combing. Okay, like this mini game at least is like something unique. Ain't gonna lie, I would be so pissed if it's another one of those like mini like dinner dash like like customer serving like mini games again, bro.
去海货，在踏滩赶海玩法中，神将们将操控角色。
I don't know yet how fun this will be, but it's definitely unique again.
科技的赶海工具在沙滩上持续移动，在限定时间内将潜藏在各处的海产捞入网中。沙滩上会出现螃蟹、寄居蟹、贝壳、海星、弹涂鱼，甚至更多稀奇古怪的海产。
Honestly, like watching the kind of like the trash kind of spawns randomly, I think it's kind of a bit of bullshit. Like, I don't know how feasible it is to do in the phone, but like it would have been really cool if the trash actually comes from the sea, and then every time the wave comes in, you can kind of see that like the trash kind of spawns there.
海产种类繁多，
看着海产到处跑，一定很上头吧？
赶海中还有丰富的道具可以拾取，有的可以直接收获附近所有的海产，有的能让你高速移动，还有的则能在你周围刷出大量的海产。
一趟下来真是满载而归啊！
更有趣的是，每个角色都有独特的技能，比如露西的技能能够使他获得大量的道具，通过道具提高收获效率。西格里德则是大幅强化了自己的冲刺能力，在冲刺过程中还能放大自己的收获范围。再搭配不同的赶海工具和天气效果，每一局都能玩出新花样。
3种流派3种爽，看谁的赶海技术最强。
海产捞上来了，接下来就是经营纪念品店铺了。
没错，篝火晚会的经费就靠这个了。
珍品巧售中，神将们可以用赶海收获的原材料为顾客定制纪念品，满足顾客订单的具体要求，用有限的海产达成尽量多的订单。
Oh, we still have the serving part.
上冲高，听说还有其他秘诀。
没错
I fucking knew it.
还能获得额外的增益，让后续的订单更容易达成。
As soon as they say like bringing up a shop, I knew
赶
it.
海囤货，开店营业，完美闭环。
另外
Hi Licorice, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, man.
赶海中首次获得的海产会自动解锁图鉴，随主线推进解锁新的区域，还有更多的海产等待发现哦。图鉴解锁到一定数量后，可以领取额外的奖励。
收集控的快乐，你懂
It's
的。
already 2 a.m. I cannot believe it.
最后呢，是大家最关心的奖励
The
完成
rewards.
恰浪花
Bro, this is a lot 1 hour live stream, and I'm already streaming for almost 2 hours, 1 hour and
以及
plus.
名片、仓鼠笼访问器等。
露西的泳装，陪伴大家很久的伙伴，终于迎来了夏日新衣了。海风掀起裙摆的瞬间，少女回归到了她最清新的模样。
那可不，赶紧带上露西、西格丽德以及雷米去体验来自浪花的馈赠，书写这个夏天独特的回忆吧。恰浪花逐夏而至，敬请期待。
Summer waves
自从
roll
来到
in.
了罗斯凯利法，总觉得和老朋友们疏离了不少。
确实，想要实现邦布之城和新爱丽都之间完全的互相开放，
Bamboo
现在还不是时候。
Utopia in the
不过，
sky.
在3.1版本中，有一位大家熟悉的朋友将要登上天空岛。
哎，是哪位代理人？还是
Venus
金或
or
者牧羊人？
Shepherd?
是卡耶，因为希拉的爸爸
Who the
来到罗斯凯利法出差，所以卡耶也随之而。
Bro, of all the characters, like, I mean, to be fair, I haven't encountered them, so who knows, you know? Who knows how much significance they have in the main story, not gonna lie. Who am I to say? I can't really comment a lot because I'm not this far into the story.
来，他还在这里认识了爱好官人的邦布小
But
白
I
兔。
would definitely
哎
more
我只听说
happy,
过
like
人类官
happier
人
if I
竟
can
然还有
encounter
公布喜欢
Venus.
官人。
这里毕竟是邦布之城，无
Oh
奇
dang, he's handsome.
会有。言归正传呢，卡耶和小白
Again,
兔
Zenless
在
Zone
摄影
Zero
方
with
面
like
有
the
着不同的
good
理念，一个偏爱生
NPC
活感，
design.
另一个呢
Oh shit, you get to take. This kind of reminds me of like the Wuthering Wave event, where like the action camera, except like I guess like in a way the Wuthering Wave event is more like cooler because you're taking screenshots from like the combat animations. Oh man, I really wish they make that like a permanent mode. Not gonna lie, one day.
是狂热的战斗爱好者。
没错，所以他们进行了一场比拼，大家需要帮忙裁决胜负。另外，在活动中，大家可以体验卡爷上岛后新升级的
Oh, here.
参照慢放功能。按住长按
Oh, they're
慢放按钮
literally doing the same thing. Never mind, the exact same event now.
即可自由选择最心仪的瞬间进行相应的拍摄。
这个可以帮我治好拍摄 timing 选择困难症了。
这个功能听说也是我们的开发同学为了更好的捕捉完美瞬间、拍到好照片而做的。
那真的是很实用了。
完成委托即可获得调律噪音器、菲林、帮助券等奖励。
也欢迎各位神将在社交媒体上带上以下话题分享你的作品。
可能有惊喜会出现哦。
要是我没记错的话，我们有位朋友是不是从不久之前就一直处于被通缉的状态？
哎，你是说雷米埃尔吗？
哎，是啊，从我们登上罗斯凯利法开始，总能到处看到他的悬赏布告。悄悄说啊，他的赏金还真不少呢。
而且啊，我还看过那些布告，哪怕只是向通缉事务专员提交出他出现的相片，都能得到空巡局发布的线索奖励
啊。那要是通缉犯本人不介意的话，
没错，在本次活动中找到雷米的身影，邀请他在布亚斯特各处同行，拍下照片，并递交给空巡局的事务专员，即可完成委托，获取菲林、帮布券等奖励哦。
和罪名是刺杀挽救大人的通缉犯一起度假吗？罗斯凯利法的生活刺激起来了呀！
是雷米的话，其实大家也很难拒绝吧？
没错。
在罗斯凯利法，除了追捕通缉犯，神将们平时也得处理不少日常事务。
是啊。毕竟日子更多时候还是由些零零碎碎的小事组成的。
说到这儿，就不得不提新院邮局了。最近在帮部们之间流传着一个传说，据说呢，只要在特定的邮筒里投下信笺，就能得到回应。
Anniversary is gonna go boom.
投封信就能实现愿望，那天上还真能掉馅饼。
Gonna wish for unlimited polychromes.
实现愿望的主角可不是
God damn, bro! I wish.
在活动期间，神将需要帮助委托部投递心愿信笺，然后等待愿望实现的时刻，一探心愿邮局背后的故事。
这个传说背后究竟藏着什么？
哎呀，这就等大家在游戏里揭晓啦。
在3.1版本，市域防卫战和危局强袭战也将迎来更新。
值得一提的是，在危局强袭战中，我们新增了绝境模式，每期达成3个关卡的9星后，就可以解锁该模式。
想要挑战自我、追求更高难度挑战的神将，可以来这里一试身手。
完成对应的战斗评分要求后，便可领取绝境模式的挑战奖励，
炫彩称号、名片、动态头像，等着大家哦。
这些奖励真的很不错呢。等新一期开启后，我一定第一时间把它们装备在我的个人主页上。
First thing I'll do is equip them like. I mean, this is a really cool black hole team.
那你这段时间啊，可得多练练手法了。录节目前我
And that's definitely a flex if people are able to do it, because I think like it only unlocks after you finish everything.
物资商店内也上新了，拍照用的可兑换贴纸、相框，以及雷米埃尔专属的动作，消耗相应的代币即可兑换。
Exclusive
转身、
action.
展翅、回眸，连飘落的羽毛都在为它定格。
You unlock emotes now. That's interesting.
值此2周年之际 ，Barry 和 ES 即将发起一项直播，回顾过去1年的感动与汗水归于何处。
毕竟传奇故事进行中，周年之际也需要留些纪念嘛。
听说去年的精神奖可是大获成功哦，今年的节目还多了不少官方赞助商呢。
那看来直播经费就有保障了。话说，我们版本直播是不是也可以学习一下，找找赞助商啊？
这段卡屌啊！
完成活动及任务还能获得名片、菲林等奖励。
为了庆祝周年庆，双倍活动也将迎来升级，3倍活动给各位神将奉上
Triple drop rate. Oh my god.
成功即可获得对
I mean, okay, not gonna lie, this kind of event is probably a first for like gacha games I played so far. Almost every gacha game that I had like only gives you like double drop rewards. I think ZZZ Zone Zero is probably the first one that gives you triple drop. Not gonna lie. Which I guess, you know, it's a good, you know, it's a first, and at the same time it kind of shows you how much these game companies have been drip feeding us in terms of loot.
那很贴心了，刷本会方便很多。
To the point that we're so excited of like the double drops and the triple drops.
很给我的代理人进货的。
说到福利，听说这次振宇也为大家准备了一些特别的内容，让我们把时间交给他。
大家好，我是振宇，很开心今天能来到这里，和各位神将一同迎来绝区0的2周年。回头看这2年，我们一起留下了许多回忆，从最初的6分街，到后来的魏飞地，再到如今的罗斯凯利法，每一次出发都离不开各位神将的陪伴。所以在这个特别的节点，项目组也准备了一些礼物，想把这份感谢传达给大家。在这次的3.1版本中，我们也为大家准备了总计30
pulls for free.
神将登录游戏即可领取1000。
I mean, you know, that sounds like a lot, in which, you know, not to discredit this game, it is a lot, but 30 pulls when the soft pity is like 75. I think in ZZZ Zone Zero, and I think like in Wuthering Wave it's like 65. Like 30 pulls is like nothing, not gonna lie. It doesn't even get you halfway to like a character that you wanted unless you're like really lucky.
1600菲林，2周年的专属头像和专属的称号。其次，在上下半签到活动中，神将们除了常规的10枚加密母带、10枚颁布券，在下半的恩大派送签到活动中，还可以额外获得10枚加密母带。
Okay, so that's 30 pulls.
这些奖励能陪伴大家能更从容的
from 7 days of login, basically.
对我们来说，2周年不只是一次回望，也意味着一次新的旅程的开始。所以，除了这些资源奖励外，我们还想在这个特别的时刻，给神将们一份新的启程礼物。为了让各位神将能更自由地选择自己喜欢的伙伴，这一次我们也带来了一项新的周年福利。在3.1版本中，神将们将可免费获得一位
a free 5-star character. Let's go.
和去年的常驻 S 级自选不同，今年我们将范围进一步的扩大，升级为限。
Oh shit! It's limited. It's limited time characters. The only 2 characters that I don't have is probably this guy, this blonde guy in the middle, and like the blue-haired girl. Which I probably would have gone with the blue-haired girl, not gonna lie, because obviously it's a girl.
限定 S 级代理人自选，本次可选择的代理人共有5位，分别为简、0号安比、雨果、班基和露西亚。
Soldier Zero,
当然，
Anby,
只获得代理人可能还不够完整，
Hugo and
所以这
Lucia.
一次我们也会把他们的专属殷勤一同送出。
And you also get the okay. I think that's something that most of the other games like so far hasn't really done. I think. Because like it's one thing to give you a 5-star character, right? Which I think like even like Wuthering Wave did it before, but like it's another to give the character the like you also get the weapon, so you can actually use the goddamn character. Honestly, like that's probably like the most generous game gift I've seen so far.
说神将们不仅能选择自己心仪的限定级 S 级代理人，还能同时获得与之匹配的专属殷勤，希望大家玩得尽兴。同时，随着罗斯凯利法篇章的推进，神将们对于主角力量的掌握也逐渐深入。在新版本中，代理人特写、佩洛伊斯以及对应的殷勤的进阶材料，我们也会一并送出。希望这些内容能陪伴大家继续推进接下来的故事。而在周年福利之外，我们也想进一步优化大家的日常调频体验。从3.1版本开始，我们将新增定制调频的机制。在 S 级代理人方面，神将们可以从限定代理人朱渊、凯撒。
Ooh. Okay.
月神柳以及常驻的代理人中自选共6位代理人。之后，当神将们在
limited or oh okay, so if you lose 50-50, you can get a different character.
限定
I
时
see.
或复刻时中获得非 up 的 S 级信号时，将会等概率
I
获得
need
自己选定
myself. I need those three women. Not gonna lie. Because I think like that's one of the literally like one of the only few benefits of like owning the character in the game nowadays is that like if you own the character you get to do the dating events, the trust events with the characters. Because like I think like one of the criteria is that like you have to own the character in order to kind of like progress and like get the cutscenes and like get the scene like being able to actually encounter the characters. Because like otherwise I think you only get the missions and like you get the encounters, but you don't really get to like kind of invite them out, I think, if you don't own them.
名单中的代理人，同时对应的 S 级引擎以及卡池 UP 的 A 级信号也将支持自定义。设置完成后，定制的内容会长期生效，也可以随时调整。希望这个机制能让大
That's
家每
actually really crazy. The fact that they like it's one thing to set it up, right? But like it's another to like let you readjust anytime. So the moment you collect you maximum like collected the maximum amount, you can just switch them out immediately. That is insane. Like that's like actually like more leaning toward like being like more like player oriented as like a business decision.
调频都少一些遗憾。说到代理人的选择，这一次也想和大家同步一些代理人的补强信息。首先，简，他将在3.1版本迎来一次补强，和本次新。
Okay, if I'm not wrong, Jane is like for characters from like version 1.0, 1.2 or 1.3. So the fact that she's getting like, I guess like this is kind of like we're getting like kind of quote unquote like the Warframe treatment where like all the older characters are getting reworked or like getting buffed and stuff like that. So I think like going by the pace so far, we might be getting like some upgrades for like some other characters soon too, like older characters. I think like especially earlier they showcased like Zhu Yuan and Caesar and like Yanagi. I'm assuming that like at some point, I feel like at this point they're already outclassed. So I think like at some point in the future they're gonna get above.
新登场的虚兽雷米埃尔搭配作战时会有相当不错的配合。
Especially since like you can easily earn them now.
也可以期待一下这对搭档在实战中的表现。
Okay, that's actually like an improvement. Like I think like if you're doing it normally, there's only like 1 circle, and I think like earlier when we were seeing that, there's like 3 circle.
除了简以外，猫鼬和丽娜也会在2周年的版本中迎来
Ooh, Rina and Nekomata too. I think my Rina is like M1.
补强，并追加新的招式。
The fuck? Okay, yeah, there's definitely like more improvement there.
我们也会持续关注大家的反馈，努力让每一位代理人都能在战斗中拥有自己的位置，也能陪伴各位。
I think this is kind of nice because like in some ways this makes like people like give people more option. Now instead of like having to pull for the latest character every time, now you get to like choose pick it, like you know you pull the character because you like their play style, not because you needed their numbers now.
神将走得更久。 除了福利内容，我们也一直在努力把游戏本身做得更好。过去的几个版本中，我们持续优化了新手的历程，希望让神将们前期的推进更加清晰、更加轻松。这次 3.1 版本试炼手册将升级为全新的新人神将指南，奖励发放也会进行调整。纯新玩家可以获得比更多的非零。
Well, that's bullshit. I just finished mine.
根据目前所在的任务阶段，
Oh, okay.
一次性
Never
领
mind.
取对应的差值非零。
Okay, thank God. Thank God you can get the if you already finished it, you can still collect the rest of the extra reward. Thank
奖
God.
励，完成新的指定任务后，还可以获得额外的奖励。更多的体验优化，我们还会在后续的内容中继续介绍。另外，为了迎接新版本，签到活动初代虚兽回归已经开启，活动期间累计签到7日即可获得480菲林。此外，3层底片选购的所有充值档位也会在
Here comes the money drain.
迎来首充双倍重置。以上福利和周年活动，大家可以在这里一览全貌。
So free 5-star, 30 extra pulls. Honestly, that's like pretty generous because like if you combine this, like if even if we take this like a soft pity, right? Let's say like if we consider the soft pity, like the worst case scenario, like right, which is like a soft pity, like the lowest amount of number you can get, for both the weapon and the character, that's like what 75 pulls for the character and then like 65 pulls for the weapons. That's like a free 140 pulls and then plus 30, so free 170 pulls like in terms of value. I think that's like actually pretty generous, not gonna lie.
最后，
even if the character they kind of offer is kind of pretty old, like I think like a lot of the characters that they offer is like from the version 1, I think, or like somewhere between like version 1 and version 2.
各位神将这2年来的陪伴，也祝大家
free is
2周
free,
年快
you
乐
know.
接下来我们把时间交还给小歪他们。
欢迎回来，哇，真是诚意满满啊！
接下来给大家看看3.1版本的代理人时装。
OK， 这次一共有5套时装。
首先是维维安的泳装时装冤花池畔，随着夏日回归，这套时装将永久进入商城。
Oh, it's permanent now. Okay, man.
没错，飞鸟坠入星河，鸢尾绽放池畔，夏天和薇安真的很
Actually,
搭
that's
呢
kind of good. So basically, anyone who got the outfit early got like a year, kind of like basically like a year early access, and now everyone else get well, actually, like I think like the old outfit was like it's part of like if you pull on the banner, you get the outfit. So I guess like they kind of get free back then, and now everyone else who wants the character, who likes the character now and wants to get it, can pay for it, I guess. That's actually kind of like a decent like business model, you know, like there's always a bit of FOMO there, obviously, but like I think like at the end, if you allow access within like a reasonable time, it's kind of like exclusivity, like if you're playing like console games, basically, right? Except that like the game eventually does come out on other platforms, Sony.
其次是之前在夏活中提到的露西泳装公主假日。
完成夏活特定任务即可限时免费领取。
Okay, this one is free.
就不再赘述啦。
the fluff thing, the fur fluff thing on the back of her jacket, of her hoodie, it's like moving. It has physics. That is so cute, actually.
西格利德的泳装惊鸿逐浪也将同步上架生成。
平时天然呆的西格利德大人换上泳装之后，感觉还多了几分温婉和率性。
关于在天空中驰骋的骑士，到了海边也一样可以让人目不转睛。
That's a lot of physics, guys. But I think it cannot beat Remiel,
雷米尔
unfortunately.
同样有时装登场，
初代虚兽换上夏装的样子，比想象中还要耀眼呢。阳光下的雷米多了一份明朗和柔和，和平时战斗中的气质完全不同。
Yeah, bro. Like there's a lot of physics going in this one.
尽情享受阳光的夏天。
哎，不过到了夜晚，画风就完全不一样了。
月夜密语时装，既然白昼不曾垂帘
Wait, what?
那便携月夜共赴沉沦。在2.8剧情和3.1活动中都有亮相的这一身，终于可以入手啦！
而且这套时装还包含2种形态，戴面纱和不戴面纱，神将们可以根据喜好自由选择。
藏住半张脸的时候更神秘，露出来的时候又是另外一种风情，
反差感太强了。
Wait,
白
this
天
is
是
sold?
优雅的初代虚
God
手，
damn it!
夜晚是
你的共犯。
好，发完工资到时候我的钱包见底，你
You're
也
the, you're the partner in crime for draining my wallet dry.
共犯。
I love the fact that they kind of acknowledge that like all these is gonna drain your wallet. Like you know, I love a business that's like actually upfront in some ways. Like, you know, even if they do it as a joke, like it's kind of they kind of being upfront. Like this is business. Like we know it's gonna drain your wallet. Like and like we're intentional about it.
如果2套都想要的话，能不能再优惠点？
既然话说到这份上，那3.1期间我们再上一套额外的优惠方案——月夜与海风的时装组合。
Ooh, you can buy the bundle.
套时装组合购买
Okay,
可享7折
that's
优惠。
nice.
哎，不过要注意
I know which one I'm
如果
buying now, I
单独
guess.
购买了其中一套，就无法再享受组合包的7折了。神将们记得提前规划好哦。
前面说到了露西的泳装，3.1版本的丽都沉木中也有沙滩度假风格的侧边栏主题和挂坠可以领取。
同期的名片和头像也非常可爱，感兴趣的神将们可以关注哦。
此外，3.1版本的点映返礼活动也将同步开启。本次版本期间充值菲林底片或购买丽都沉木、神网会员以及现金礼包等，均可获得纪念票根。
累计获取一定数量的纪念票根，即可解锁本期各类稀有资源。
Wait, you can get characters from it too? Okay, that's like like what? That's sick. That's like basically like a cashback events where like if you well, I mean to be fair, like I think Wuthering Wave does something recently that is like similar as well. But like that's really cool. That means like if like you know they're selling you a lot of this stuff, and like obviously this is like still like really business focus, right? Like like obviously this is like a business move, but like I think the idea that like you know, yeah, we're selling you a lot of stuff right now, but if you spend a lot of like you know, we're giving you a chance to like spend a lot of money on our shop, and we're gonna give you more than like usual, you know. Where like we getting all these like free characters before, and then like now here comes the part where you have to spend the money. Except that now if you spend money, we're gonna give you like some extra characters on top of that. I think it's like that's like overall that's like player conscious. I want to say, like it's still business, but man, it's probably one of the better deals compared like to other gacha games out there so far. Because like the characters that they kind of included in the game too, like in the event too, I think like it's a character that's still like pretty meta. I think like Astra, for example, is a support, which I think like if you play any kind of like gacha games or like RPG games, support tends to scale much better like in the long run and much more usable. But I don't know the other two, honestly. I don't know about like Vivian. I guess like she has the outfit now. It makes sense for them to include it. I don't know about Seed because I haven't gotten that far yet in the story.
其中还包括限定 S 级代理人和限定 S 级殷勤。
另外还有动态名片以及雷米埃尔的动态壁纸、侧边栏主题和挂坠，一整套个性化内容。我们给大家具体展示下它们的效果。
And that's a cool name card. It's animated. Oh, this one is really good. Like the design, actually.
哎，这个我是真心动了呀！
具体内容大家届时可以在游戏内查看哦。
聊完新上架内容，接下来我们来看看3.1版本即将上线的一些优化内容。
刚刚振宇也提到了3.1版本，我们也对新手引导系统做了一次比较大的迭代。原本目标内的神将试炼手册将升级为全新的新人神将指南。
那具体有什么变化呢？
新人神将指南会同时提供代理人培养建议以及全新的试炼任务，其中还会展示代理人的配对推荐和培养进度，帮助神将更好理解养成规划。推荐配对还可直接应用于预备编队内。
对于刚入坑或者中途回来的神将来说，应该很有帮助啊。
同时我们也优化了试炼任务，分成了必做任务和可选任务，任务难度和内容都进行了调整，能更好的帮助新手神将快速上手。那刚入坑的玩家呢，就有更明确的游戏内目标了。
不错，那如果我想要获得菲灵或者经验呢，可以给我更清晰的指引吗？
有的。新人神将指南内也新增了升级指引和菲灵获取指引的入口，会根据神将当前的等级阶段推荐并跳转到对应的玩法内容。
那很方便了。说到等级和成长，神王等级方面是不是也有调整？
是的。为了让神将们更快体验到对应的游戏内容，我们对神王等级的成长做了一定的加速，调整了20到50级期间升级所需的经验。整体的升级节奏呢会。
Damn, bro. I missed out. I'm like 55 now. I don't get any of these benefits.
更顺畅。其实这些只是其中一部分。从2.8版本开始，我们就在持续对系统和前期体验进行优化。菲灵指南、超前点映、部分关卡难度的调整。再到3.1的神王等级加速和新人神将指南一直在推进中。
哎，你这么一说，确实做了不少啊。
我们会继续关注反馈，把体验上有磕绊的地方一点点磨平。
在新版本中，我们还为主角的个性化搭配增加了更多的路数。
I personally don't like that statement. Like smoothing out every little bump. I think the bump is supposed to be part of the experience, and then like at some point. Like if you guys think about it, right? Like I think like if you're driving in a highway, that's absolutely the best way to like reach a certain destination. But it also kind of makes the trip itself kind of boring if you think about it, right? Like when you're driving in a highway and there's like nothing on the left and the right, and then you don't get to enjoy anything, and then like it's a smooth sail, obviously, but like also like it kind of takes away from the experience because now you're driving on a straight line basically. You know, and it feels weird. And I think like for games specifically, I think I always kind of hated the idea of like taking everything that is hard about the game and making it quote unquote accessible and like easy to like get into. And like I feel like sometimes in games like figuring things out is part of the challenge. And like honestly, the fact that like they're trying to like that statement, it kind of feels weird to me, and I kind of personally kind of like disagree with that direction. Although like maybe like maybe like if it's someone from the business perspective, it might be wrong because like the more accessible it is, the easier people get into blah blah blah. Like that's like this is like something that is like pretty like subjective, I think.
出场景，具体来说，在代理人展示界面，佩洛伊斯便会展示。
Oh, that's really cool. Like you actually get to see the characters like with the accessories and stuff like that.
主角的形象。
这里能看到主角，还能展示不同的时装了。
在战斗时，佩洛伊斯发动连结技、终结技等技能，此时出现的主角形象也是个人搭配后的形象哦，
真不错。
That is actually really cool. Like the fact that like the outfit, like the accessories that you use, the outfit kind of like reflects that on like when you're playing the game, like using the gameplay.
新版本中，我们将在潜能影集商店中增加之前活动赠送的 A 级殷勤和邦布，可供大家兑换。
强殷热望感觉还是挺强力的，有需要的神将可以留一下。
针对殷勤的处理和展示，我们也做了一波优化。在3.1版本，仓库中的殷勤可以批量锁定和解锁 ，A 级殷勤还能根据需要满星的数量进行锁定。
对我这种屯鼠玩家很实用了，以前要处理还要一个个解锁。
在殷勤推荐界面中，我们还优化了选中推荐殷勤左侧仓库内殷勤自动选中的逻辑，保证此时选中的是更高等级、更高星级的对应殷勤，
也是省去了一些不必要的点击呢。
好，以上就是3.1版本的优化内容了。接下来我们进一段广告，马上回来。
That phone that they're using there in the ad is kind of familiar. Is that like Xiaomi? No, that's not just Xiaomi.
哎，原来你们已经到
Oppo?
了。接下来
Like
呢
that
我们
like
还
big
有不少
camera
好消息
module
等待
almost feels like an Oppo Find X9 Ultra, I think.
大家进行分享。
没错，先从我们的预约活动开始吧。
3.1版本初代虚售回归，预约和回归活动现已开启。
神将们可以前往活动网页完成新版本的预约，即可解锁160菲林以及角色40级直升、养成材料等奖励。参与网页内收集雷米埃尔真迹的玩法，还有机会解锁获得限定纪念名片。
活动期间，神将们还可通过完成网页任务获得抽奖机会，参与统一奖时抽取 iPhone、游戏主机、菲林等丰厚。
Imagine if I won the iPhone. Maybe that's a sign for me to change to Apple if I ever win this iPhone 17 Pro. I'll probably be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'll change to Apple.
奖励。
口语活动页面还将同步开放回归力度雨落重逢活动，邀请好友回归或注册游戏，最高可得340菲林，赶紧来参与吧！
说完了网页活动，接下来我们将带来一个让大家大饱眼福的企划。
这周风上，我们将在不久的将来，在全球多个地区举办绝区零主题美学展。
届时，除了实体化的美术资产陈列和设定展示以外，我们还将展出大量从未试出过的场景、角色概念设计稿以及
Art exhibition.
动画制作的过程稿。
That's actually really cool. I kind of want to see it. Wait, when?
来一个让大家大饱眼福的企划。
这周风上，我
The
们将在不久的将
visual
来，
future
在
will
全球
be
多个地区举
aesthetic
办绝区
exhibition
零主
across
题美学
multiple
展。
region
届时，除了
worldwide.
实体化的美术，
Oh man, when they say multiple region worldwide, it's gonna be basically LA and a couple countries in Asia.
除资产陈列和设定展示以外，我们还将展出大量从未试出过的场景、角色概念设计稿以及动画制作的过程稿。
那些触动心弦的画面，从初稿设计到最终落地，经历了怎样的创作历程？背后又蕴藏着怎样的巧思呢？就等神将们亲自来看看喽。
美学展企划目前还在全力筹备中，更多惊喜信息将在官方社媒陆续披露。
期待未来与您的相见。新版本中，餐车将开进新爱丽都，妄想天使组合的成员会与餐车经营者一起制作美食，招揽顾客。只是小天使们不大擅长厨艺，第一天出餐就出了一点小小的意外。
这时候就轮到我们的万能神将出场了。
哎，你说的没错，英雄登场，顺利完成任务可以获取时装配饰、菲林、帮铺券等奖励。
至于小天使们会出现在这里的原因，就留待各位神将们在游戏内发掘了。
接下来揭晓的是一个在去年就广受好评，能让神将们大饱口福的企划。
说的我都有点饿了，赶紧展开说说。
好，没问题。在3.1版本2026美味大作战全球美味联动活动将再次与大家见面。
那本次是由哪2位代言人与自吹部一起为神将们献上美食呢？
当当，请看。
I fucking knew it. As soon as they put the fucking song, there's gonna be Ellen. Global Delicious Collab. Operation Yum. What the fuck is that place? I never heard of like a restaurant called Operation Yum, bro. What?
哦，原来是爱莲和真斗，真期待他们3位能为神将们带来怎样的美味呢？
哎，神将们稍安勿躁，本次联动的美食店铺及城市信息也将陆续在官方社媒账号公布。
听说购买指定的联动餐品还能获取游戏内的限定道具奖励，
没错哦，还有机会获取精美周边哦，神将们千万不要错过。还有一个好消息是，绝区零在 Xbox 生态上的体验也将迎来新的变化。
没错，绝区零 Xbox PC 版本将在3.1版本正式上线。
Wow.
也就是说，从我们
Coming to Xbox, the console that
生态下
nobody buys nowadays.
跨平台互通，在 Xbox PC 上也可以完成 Xbox 成就，获取 Xbox Rewards 积分。
而且呢 ，XGP 奖励也将随着 Xbox PC 版本的上线限时提升，由80菲林上涨到160菲林哦。此外，我们还对 Xbox Ally 和 Xbox Ally X 等掌机进行完全的适配，
希望能为各位神将带来更便利、更多样的游戏体验。
哎，说了这么多，都有点口渴了啊。
哎，小哥来了，
抱歉来晚了，来给你们带了点喝的，
聊了这么多，接下来给大家的耳朵也带来一点福利哦。 神将们应该知道，绝区零一直在音乐上倾注了很多心力。
无论是城市探索、
战斗、music，
都是我们构建这个世界不可或缺的一部分。
确实
，absolutely，
每次新角色的音乐都让人印象深刻。
这次我们为雷米埃尔准备了他个人 EP，
Remiel's
今天特别为大家带来一段 demo， 先听为快哦。
Okay, here's my impression of that EP, that like small piece of like the EP that they're playing. Actually, you know what? We're gonna listen till the end, and then I'm gonna give my impression so far.
感觉真不错呢。
Sounds really catchy. Yeah, first of all, it's really catchy. It's really fast. Like the tempo is really fast, and also like there's like the song has this kind of like a mix of kind of like a Mavia, like, you know, like the old days, kind of like the industrial era vibe slash kind of like disco vibe to it, which I think is kind of like, I don't know which era it is. Like it's one of those two, but like I think it kind of it's supposed to kind of showcase the character being like old, because like she's supposed to be the first gen Void Hunter, right? And first gen Void Hunter is probably pretty old, I'm assuming. So I think it's supposed to showcase like she's from a bygone era, basically, and it's super fast, which I think it kind of fits probably like her tempo and her personality as well. Because like I haven't encountered the character, but judging by the music, she probably has this kind of like really like outgoing kind of like I guess like the best way to kind of explain, like if you're reading a manga or something, she's kind of like a gyaru. Like she's this girl that's like kind of like has like this like fast tempo, and like she would kind of like leave you by the dust. Like, you know, you take your eyes off her for like a sec, and then she's gone. She's doing something. She's somewhere. And I think it also kind of reflects the gameplay that she kind of showcased, where she's like really flashy, really catchy, and really fast. And she would go in and out of the like the combat zone. Like, you know, you bring her on and off field. So like considering that like I'm expecting there's gonna be part of the song that is gonna be kind of slow or kind of mellow or kind of sad, because like I think part of her main story, part of her character story is supposed to be pretty sad too, at least like the ones that they showcase in the trailer. So I'm assuming that part of the song is gonna have that like piece of it. But you know, that's just gonna be my take, honestly. Like that's like a bit too little, and I, as someone that hasn't gotten that far yet in the game, I cannot really say much other than like the information and the context I've gotten from like this whole preview.
期待完整版。完整版后续会在音乐平台上上架，敬请期待。接下来呢，为神将们讲讲近期展开的活动。
I still hate that like most of these gacha games has such a good music, but you cannot get the FLAC version anywhere. Like the best you can get is like listening it to Spotify. Which, you know, it's pretty good, but like I really wanted like the lossless version, not gonna lie.
没问题。8月26日至8月30日，
Travel across Hoyo first. I'm assuming this is like Germany. Oh yeah, it's Germany. Yeah.
本次的绝区零展台。
Zenless Zone Zero. Oh man, like that's definitely not something I can come to. But like I find it really funny that like I've only gotten to like the Zenless Zone Zero like actually playing seriously recently, considering that I remember like getting into the event like 2023, I believe, when I went to AX. I remember like visiting their booth and like taking picture in the cosplayer, and like I was really interested in the game back then. But then the first impression of the game that I had was like kind of like it didn't kind of hook me until recently, where I gave it a second shot. It's just like a funny side tangent, not gonna lie.
不仅有精美的周边售出，更有满赠奖励和惊喜福袋奉上。我们还为神将们准备了有趣的展台活动，前来互动将有机会获得游戏展主题的免费定制限量周边，先到先得哦。
更多参展信息和活动福利将在8月陆续释出，感兴趣的神将请多多关注官方资讯啦。
不知不觉啊，这次前瞻也到了尾声了。每次和大家聊这些啊，都觉得时间过得特别快。
3.1版本的内容真的很丰富，聊到现在感觉还有很多内容没有说完。
剩下的就留给大家在游戏里慢慢挖掘吧。
一晃眼啊，绝区已经2岁了。
这一路走来，真的很感谢每一位神将的陪伴，你们的热爱、期待和包容是我们最大的动力。
绝训的世界还在不断的生长，
我们会继续努力，在玩法和内容上持续加码，
希望能带给神将们更多开心的体验，
陪大家走更长更远的路。
好，祝绝区零和所有神将们
2周年快乐！
绝区零3.1版本漫长的告别即将上线，
我们不见不散，拜拜。
Okay.
哎，等一下，还没结束啊！
Oh God
我今
damn
天
it.
来到这里啊，还有一个重要的事要宣布：绝区零与崩坏星穹铁道将在不远的未来开展联。
Oh shit. Okay, several characters? Wait, what do they mean crossover? Does that mean like both characters are gonna come to both games, or like? Because like I feel like lore-wise, I feel like character from Honkai Star Rail will be far too OP depending on like which one they bring. If they bring Acheron into fucking Zenless Zone Zero, none of the enemies on the Zenless Zone Zero is gonna make it, like in terms of power skill. Because Acheron can literally like slash through fucking dimensions.
大家敬请期待。
拜拜。
Wait. Let me go back again. Let me say somewhere in the 2026. He said.
将在不远的未来
Coming in the winter 2026. Yeah, so the end of the year. Oh shit, the end of the year. Oh, my money. And also just to note, I just realized the name of the artist that make the music is Sanzi. And I just realized what do they mean by Sanzi. So San is like 3 in Chinese, in Mandarin. So Sanzi is basically triple Z. It's 3Z. It's the artist. I always thought Sanzi is the name of an artist that they kind of hired, like kind of like back in the Genshin era, like Yu Peng Chen, like a composer or something like that. But no, Sanzi is their in-house music studio. It's a triple. It's the ZZZ. Oh. I've only realized it, I think, like earlier when I was looking for music or like lyrics.
开展联动，
大家敬请期待。
拜拜。
It's good, don't you know? And also like that, just like a quick note before we kind of like go away. That wing, like with the jet, kind of look like that. It kind of reminiscence of like an actual like angel's a description of like the physical appearances of an angel, where like it's supposed to have eyes on the wings. So that's like kind of like a reminiscence of that. But okay, like I think like there's like a bit more in the scenes here. Okay. Oh wait, she's the Sunbringer? I did not know she's the Sunbringer. What the fuck? Oh, and also this is a song that I've been listening recently. It's called Proxy. Proxy. I don't know if I can play this whole trailer without like without getting copyrighted, not gonna lie. The song is actually really catchy. I probably have to listen it to a couple more times before I can like kind of decide whether I like it or not. But it's actually like a really good song personally, I think. I don't know if it's up to my taste, but I think it's a good song. But yeah, I think that's about it. I don't see anything else that I can kind of show. There's like no teaser or anything like that other than the music video, which I would not be playing more, unfortunately. So you guys can definitely check out like the Prophecy, I think like music video or something like that. Like it's probably exists in like the Zenless Zone Zero channel. Yeah, see like here, the second anniversary theme song, Prophecy. Yeah, you can definitely check that out if you want to listen to the song yourself. But yeah, okay, I think that should be the end of the stream. Oh shit, it's almost 2 hours. It's double the size of like the actual fucking video. Holy shit. I need to yap less. But thank you so much for watching. Whether you guys lurking, chatting, playing with me, I appreciate you all, guys. Make sure to like redeem that code if you play the game. ZZZY2NF. But oh yeah, speaking of which, I appreciate that like the code is really short actually. That you only need to put in one code and then you get the full reward, instead of like every other game where they give you like 3 codes in between where you have to like enter them one by one. I think ZZZ is making it good by like just like, you know, putting one code in for like the full reward. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Whether you guys lurking, chatting, playing with me, I appreciate you all. I hope I'll see you guys again on my next stream. I'll probably try to do some like weekly stuff and event stuff on stream. We'll have to see how much free time I'll have. But you know, that is for next time. But for now, I'm a ciao. Have a good night. I'll see you